is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for getting up with us on this Saturday. I'm Galen Etlin. This morning on Sunrise, we are following a string of purse snatchings in Vancouver, and detectives think some could be related. We'll speak to some victims, plus solving Portland's gun violence problem. The mayor lays out a plan to put more money and police towards stopping those shootings. We'll break it down. But first, the weather is a big story today, likely to impact a lot of you out there. The rain is coming down out there this morning, and Chris McGinnis joins us with the forecast. It has been a long time, it feels like.
Yeah, months, right? I'm not sure what's bigger news, the fact that we've had the first major rain in 3 months, or that the radar still works, right? It's been a while since it's had use. June 14th, our last major widespread soaking rain across the Pacific Northwest, or at least here in Portland. So yeah, we are getting it this morning. In fact, at last check, our rain gauge in the weather studio now showing 89 hundredths of an inch of rain just since last night, and there's plenty more to come. The radar is showing over the last couple of hours a steady, moderate to, in some cases, heavy rain now pushing right over the I-5 corridor. It's been raining at the coast since last night. It's raining heavily in the gorge right now, and raining up and down the I-5 corridor from Vancouver south to Medford. This rain is potent enough to make it over the Cascades, so there will be rain in the gorge today, and there will be some showers out towards central and eastern Oregon today as well, and that's great news. 58 degrees last check at PDX, and here's a quick look at Futurecast through mid-morning. Again, the showers, the steady rain will begin to diminish just a little bit in coverage. That means it's not going to rain all morning long steadily, but the showers will be numerous. So it'll rain for a little while, it'll shut off, and then it'll rain for a little while longer. And at times, these showers may even have a rumble of thunder within them, which means we could see some heavier showers out there today. I'll walk you through that the rest of your weekend and let you know that the 7-day forecast actually takes us right back into some really nice weather. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
A busy morning for you, Chris. Thank you so much for the update. Well, that weather is already leaving some people in the dark this morning. Here's PGE's outage map as of right now. A little more than 12,000 homes do not have power. We're going to be keeping an eye on this and letting you know any updates throughout the morning. And take a look at this here. Winds caused this tree to fall onto several cars and a boat in Milwaukee. This is by 38th and Llewellyn Street. Homeowners say they're struggling to find a tree service that's available right now because so many people are still removing trees from all the fires we saw and damage from the summer heat. Now, with heavy rain in the forecast this weekend, ODOT is getting ready to protect the roads through it all. There has not been substantial rainfall since June, as Chris mentioned, which means roads are going to be slick with oil and grime. ODOT is also working to prevent slides and erosion, especially in areas burned out by wildfires. That includes places like Highway 126 east of Eugene, where the Holiday Farm fire was last year. As for landslides, the good news is vegetation has been growing back, which helps stabilize the soil. In some crime news here now, in Vancouver, detectives say a couple of people are going around grabbing purses from women in public places. As our Mike Benner found out, the thefts are just the beginning of trouble for some of those victims.
Even on a gloomy Friday, there was a crowd kicking off the weekend at Vancouver's waterfront. There's one woman who's avoiding this area, though, still shaken by what happened here just last week. So much so that she asked to remain anonymous.
It's just kind of been a never-ending fiasco and talking with police departments.
The woman told authorities, and now us, she was sitting outside at one of the restaurants when she spotted a car pull up. A young man jumped out and approached her table.
Said, "Excuse me, ma'am," and then reached over and grabbed my purse. As he was attempting to flee with it, I got a hand on it, but he got the better of me and jumped in that same car that I'd seen before, and they took off.
She says they wasted no time going to Fred Meyer and racking up $2,000 in charges on her credit card. Then a day or two later, she says, somebody, in all likelihood the purse snatcher, came to her house and stole her car.
Shook me to the core. I, had work and had to call, and it's been a nightmare with talking to credit bureaus and closing down accounts and insurance and DMV.
Unfortunately, she's not the only one dealing with this nightmare. Several other women have had bags stolen over the last couple of weeks in Vancouver. Authorities tell us one was sitting on a park bench at the waterfront. Others were in parking lots. Most, if not all, of the cases appear to be connected and have the attention of detectives.
it's very violent to have somebody take something off of your person in such a sudden way. And then obviously a lot of personal information gets stolen at the same time, not just credit cards, but your driver's license, potentially social security information. There could be a pay stub in there. There could be all kinds of things.
The woman we spoke to knows that all too well. She tells us her car has been recovered with other purses and backpacks inside. Now she's hoping investigators can track down the crew behind the thefts.
I want them caught, but I also want them to realize what they're doing, whether they have any remorse or not. I can't. Yeah, that's beyond me. That's between them and God.
Police are asking women in the Vancouver area to be careful, be extra aware of surroundings. And of course, anyone with information about these cases should contact the Vancouver Police Department. I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
Now, Portland's mayor says he has a new plan to take on the city's mounting gun violence. We've been talking a lot about this. Now, so far this year, there have been more than 870 shootings, well on pace to surpass last year's total of 891. This week, Mayor Ted Wheeler explained what the city is doing to try reducing that violence. First, the city created the Enhanced Community Safety Team, which puts more investigative resources toward shootings. Then the city diverted $6 million of the police budget to community-based organizations instead. And finally, the city is working to create a focus intervention team that would involve a dozen officers and 2 sergeants working to get more guns off the streets.
It's very easy to say, I want to reduce gun violence by 20% in 15 months. The hard part is actually deploying the strategies and the resources to make it happen. And that's where I'm focusing my attention and my energy.
The mayor also wants to fund an initiative to get more officers hired quickly, and he wants to increase funding to 311. That's the city's customer service program, to have those operators also take non-emergency calls, to improve 911 response time. Well, Portland's homeless crisis is having more impact. A lot of people are frustrated this morning about fires in North Portland near Overlook Park. The most recent one came Friday morning. Now, some neighbors believe those fires are starting in a homeless camp. We spoke with some neighbors who say some of those fires were in the middle of the night, coming very close to houses, and they don't feel like the city's doing enough to prevent those fires.
It is very dangerous, and especially this time of year in a drought situation, so it's not to be messed with.
Do I expect a call from Ted Wheeler? No, I don't, but I would like some kind of response from the city when we raise these issues.
Now, the neighbors have notified park rangers about the situation. Portland Fire has been trying to speak with campers too about the fire risks all summer, and the city was supposed to work to relocate camps in high-risk fire areas. All right, we've got a big update in the pandemic now about the Pfizer COVID vaccine. An FDA advisory panel has voted against booster shots for most Americans, but it did endorse boosters for people 65 or older, those at high risk of getting severely ill from COVID, or those with high risk of COVID exposure at work. The voting committee was made up of outside experts who advise the Food and Drug Administration. And the deadline is now passed for City of Portland employees to have turned in their vaccination status or face being fired. By Thursday, more than 74% of city employees had submitted their status. Those who did not send in the paperwork will now be put on a separation list. Then they'll have until October 18th to get vaccinated. We do not know yet about how many people applied for an exemption. Some parents with kids in the Portland Public School District are frustrated, saying there's a lack of planning for distance learning. A couple hundred students are quarantined right now district-wide. That has parents asking, what exactly would it take for an entire school to switch to distance learning on a whim, like what we saw this week at Reynolds High School? That school was forced to quarantine thousands of students because of a few COVID cases.
It's inevitable. Kids are going to miss school. There's no vaccinations for the elementary level. I'll be shocked if they're still there by Halloween.
District and Multnomah County leaders say there's no single metric for shutting down an entire school. And another issue is seating on buses. There's no assigned seating, and the Portland district is still working to come up with seating charts. At Dunaway Elementary School, a student riding the bus tested positive, and with no way to contact trace, 40 other students who also ride that bus had to quarantine. Some Ashland High School students are taking matters into their own hands through all of this to get more young people vaccinated. A petition circling campus has about 600 signatures. And that petition aims to get the school district to implement a vaccine mandate for all students. The effort has a lot of attention from other schools.
I saw that it was happening and I was like, oh my gosh, this is something that I totally agree with.
But views, as you can imagine, are split on that petition because not all students agree.
I will not sign it. I don't believe that, we should be forcing people to do something that they don't want to do, especially when it comes to, making a choice like taking a vaccine.
The Ashland School Board said in a statement, quote, Ashland students have the freedom to express and represent themselves. Right now, for context, the Pfizer vaccine is available to everyone 12 and older. A new bridge over I-84 in Portland is running into some more delays. We're going to talk about what's causing that holdup and what project leaders believe has to happen next. Stay with us.